Say, talk about the guys in the world who least like Russia. You are in the top 3. Absolutely amazing. Japan is ranked 8th. The United States is only 5th. But the top 3 who really have a feud with Russia, it was unexpected. And look at number 10, Sweden. Imagine that. The two countries have a 30-year history. 8 battles were fought. Grudges passed down from generation to generation. The struggle between Sweden and Russia, it can be said to be an old enemy. Homecoming history. 400 years ago, Russia and Sweden were 2 countries. They all want to be the leader of Europe. 2 powerful countries compete for hegemony in a row. The collective is to take those buffers and cut them, fight to the death. The smell of gunpowder between the two. From 1556, Tsar Ivan IV of Russia, that would have begun. And then this tug of war, I've been playing for almost 300 years. You see, Sweden almost took Moscow, and Russia also once took Sweden. Forced. Finally, in 1809, Sweden was forced to make peace, put the Islands, and Finland ceded territory to Russia. Years of bloodshed have come to an end. This bloody history let the hatred in the hearts of the two peoples. It's hard to calm down. And 9th place, Spain. The feud between Spain and Russia, it's from the last century. A gold event that shook the world. In 1936, the situation in Spain. Because Franco and other warlords, the rebellion became hot, disturbed the calm of the whole country. At that time, Spain was due to the historical conquest, accumulated a large treasure. The total amount of gold is over 700 tons, ranked among the top 4 in the world. To protect these precious national treasures, don't fall into the hands of the enemy, Spain decides to seek foreign aid, entrusted the gold to the iron rod of the time. Dude, France and the Soviet Union. And guess what? More than 560 tons of gold were shipped directly to the Soviet Union after the dust of the Civil War settled. The victorious Franco began his journey to the Soviet Union, asked for that treasure. The Soviet Union actually said, the gold has been spent. Actually, this money has long been turned into a small vault for the Soviet Union. As the saying goes, a bucket of rice fights for your life and death. The battle for 560 tons of gold. Nature deepens this hatred. Not so long ago, Spain has also generously assisted Ukraine. Gave them 53 explosive 2 tanks. The amount of this assistance, even more than the United States and Germany, some added together. Close behind in 8th place is Japan. The feud between Japan and Russia, and it's been a long time coming. The source is in this land in the Far East. Russia and Japan at that time, they all have different ideas. It eventually led to the civilized Russo-Japanese War. Ironically, the Soviet Union was later established. Even planned a big move, ignite Mount Fuji. The goal is to take Japan completely, although the plan was not implemented. But the ruthless hand of the Soviet Union against Japan, just to settle the old accounts before, the current contradictions between the two countries, mainly around the 4 northern islands, the tug of war unfolded. Not so long ago, Russia has decisively interrupted its nuclear talks with Japan. Washu Cooperation, Ruhua, Run, listing grievances against Russia. The list of the most angry countries. The United States can only be ranked 5th. The top 3 countries, that's a deep hatred with Russia. No joke. Speaking of 7th place, let's take a look at the UK, forever labeled by Russia as the enemy. And this is not academic nonsense. It's the boss of Russia, the former president and prime minister, Medvedev, currently deputy to the Security Council. Say it yourself. Russia and the UK have long had no chance to turn around since the establishment of the Soviet Union. These two are righteous, set up secret missions for each other. That's called a frequent. Take a look. When Churchill wanted to pull a defeated General Germany and start a fire to bomb the Soviet Union, Cold War, Britain is transformed, became the face of the United States in Europe. The Soviet Union looked at Britain like an eyesore. England at that time. It's like the transparency of the Soviet cogbo. The dragon fight between the two countries is simply not too exciting. There was an insider leak some time ago. The British even conspired to make a big move. Want to break Russia into 43 pieces? Do you think Russia and Britain can be reconciled? Coming in at number 6 is Norway. It's not far away. Norway's 42 caribou run across the border on Russian territory. Norway comes to the door. As a result, Russia cut the price in half and calculated 6,700 euros per head. This has strained bilateral relations to the point. Even the reindeer can't escape. The enemies of Norway and Russia. The dispute mainly revolves around the energy sector. Last century, Russia and Norway. Because of mineral resources, as time goes by, this fight only increases. Especially after the explosive growth of the Russian-Ukrainian conflict. When Western countries are attacking Russia, Norway is renowned for its abundant resources and made a windfall, although making money is a good thing. But Norway then took the money to Ukraine. I gave a big gift, a staggering $10 billion. This makes Russia very angry. It was my own plate of food. Now it has become the opponent's weapon. For Norway, This is obviously a suppression of the opponent, a great opportunity to enhance one's status, and the United States is fifth, since the Soviet Union stood up in 1922. Uprising. The Western countries led by the United States responded to the Soviet Union, adopted a policy of isolation. Various means were used to suppress. As soon as World War II ended, the Cold War is sweeping the world. The Citic issue is undoubtedly a deep-seated issue between the United States and the Soviet Union. The two forces of hatred are life and death. But since they all have nuclear weapons, neither side dared to go to war, actually. You can only compete in the dark? Until today. The confrontation between the United States and Russia has not faded at all. The US position has always been firm. That is to completely crush the opponent. Russia also regards the United States as its #1 rival. Actually, geopolitical analysis has long made it clear. Russian-Ukraine conflict is just one of America's hidden tools. The goal is to bring down Russia, although this layer of skin is not torn. But the struggle by geography never stops. The United States and Russia dislike each other. That's a fact. The world's most sentimental towards Russia. 10 countries on the rankings. The United States is only 5th. And Ukraine doesn't top the list either. #1 country. It's unexpected with inevitability. Next in 4th place is Lithuania. For Russia, it's just unforgettable hatred. Lithuania was a country in March 1990. Will be late. These two don't like each other. It's going to be a long time.